It's reliable.
And well, anyways, John Parsons, the guy who came up with jet propulsion, he was an apprentice of Aleister Crowley, and they like in their documents they talk about opening up portals and getting information from these interdimensional beings, and and it runs hand in hand. So whoever opens up a portal, they have to be the one to close it. John Parsons opened up a portal and he died the next day. And then the military comes in and then takes the site from him. And that's what Area 51 is. Because how does somebody with a political science degree have the knowledge to make jet propulsion engines when that's not even his expertise? And he's an apprentice of Aleister Crowley, learned spirit science or whatever they learned to open
the real tech isn't jet propulsion though. Right. That's the thing. The real tech isn't that. It's not propulsion at all. It's magnetism.
Yeah, I would agree.
You see, because you don't need propulsion if you use magnetism. We're standing on a huge magnet.
Right, and the human body is like an antenna.
Right. So if you're standing on a huge magnet, what do you need to do to repel from that magnet?
I guess you would have to be oppositely like attracted, right?
You would have to have the same pole push, right? Yeah. So then you can move like that's what propulsion. That's how you're really on this planet, or a movement on this planet, and then you can go, 10 to 100 times the speed of light. You could go whatever. Then you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Notice how there are great arches in many places. Those are like horseshoe magnets, giant horseshoe magnets. There are like giant structures of giant arches in multiple like known cities. They're like found in many places, and I think they're supposed to appear to just be like a shape or a structure, but their original use was for magnetism.
Exactly. That is the ether. We use the ether of the planet. We never use telephone poles and electric companies. We use our buildings. Our buildings were the energy, conducted the energy throughout the cities. Yeah. So that's the grid that they tore down. We're going to be talking about that today because they want you to think that these Native Americans, that the Americas look like this when they came here.
Well, yeah. Did you ever see Chicago before, like, in the 1800s?
Absolutely. Shilaga. This is Chicago.
How'd they build that with just horses and chisels and stuff like that? How'd they build
They did it. My people are the one who built this. And the reason why they tore this down, they tore all those buildings down because this is the grid. These buildings, all of these buildings, they left this building right here, right? But right here, look, it shows why they tore it down. Look, it's the same building right here. Zoom into that area. Look, this is why they tore it down, because it shows who made it, who the real Tartarians are. It's the so-called Black Americans. They keep trying to hide who we are, but I mean, it's all coming out now. It's all coming out now, buddy. It's all coming out now. This ain't no goddamn Native Americans. And the Americas was already built like that before anybody even came here in the 1400s and the 1000s. In the 1400s, we were flying blimps and everything here.
Yeah, because the oldest recollection of the New World would be the West is in the great famous philosopher Pluto or Plutarch.
Plato?
Yeah, Plato. But I think his real name is Plutarch. That's the official, but we call him Pluto. But in his like writings and stuff, they already knew about the Western world.
Yes, they know about this land. Yes.
And America was actually from, I guess the natives at the time, but America is actually from a term called Amerikai, which is a plumed serpent god.
Right. Well, it comes from the Amaru Khan. Yes, that's what I have on my shirt. The Amaru. That is the real name of the American.
Yeah. It's basically a snake that has its tail in its mouth, and it's one cycle, and it keeps going through that
The
cycle.
feathered serpent. It's the feathered serpent. The feathered serpent is what you see today. We took around the world, and now the Asians, you see them jumping around with the dragon. Anytime you see a dragon, that's what the feathered serpent is. I'll show it to you. I'll show you.
Yeah, and the American bald eagle, like back in the day, they called that bird. It wasn't the bald eagle. They called that a phoenix. The bald eagle, a phoenix.
As you can see right here, right there, the Amaru Khan. You see, they plagiarized it to KHAN today, and then they be jumping around with the dragon, acting like they're the Khans. You see what I'm saying? But they don't know that the land of the kings is the Americas. They disenfranchised the kings, the royal bloodlines from the Americas. Yeah, that's not. But Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron Alford.
Yes.
You're live. Sure, you can enter the conversation, Aaron. Time
All
for you
right.
you're here.
Let her speak first. Ladies first.
Okay. I know you were just bringing up the original people who built like these great structures that weren't built by horse and carriages. They were obviously founded. That's why there's a founded label on each of these buildings. And like I also wanted to mention, like most people don't realize that these HBCUs were also founded buildings. And
Yeah, they're all free energy buildings too. So just like
made
over
of
in
brick,
Europe, Oxford and all of that, those are free energy buildings. Those
right?
are all free energy buildings, and they didn't come from those people.
Right. And like I wanted to like just mention like how the people who are represented as the Native Americans, it just simply makes no sense why they don't have historically Native American universities. Meanwhile, there's historically Black universities. And in history, we are told this timeline of slavery, yet these HBCUs were open the first one was open in early 1800s and in 1820 something. And slavery supposedly wasn't ended till 1865. And this is like,
well, we own Shilaga too. We own Shilaga, Chicago, in that same time period. So they just try to spin this slave narrative
right,
because they want to give us who they are. Because
right.
the slaves are really Slavic people, Caucasian people. That's a fact.
There's just so many contradictions in the timeline, and it's just like people don't pay attention to that at all, and they think that we're making stuff up. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because a lot of people don't even know that these buildings have physical proof, and it's like one logical topic that you just have to think about one time. How are these the first people of the land? They don't have a historical Native American university. Like how, And
But the thing is, it's like this, right? It's just like how Joe Rogan right now, right? He's on his podcast talking about, oh, there's tunnels and stuff underneath the pyramids and this, that, and the third. There's tunnels underneath the buildings too. See, you keep talking about the pyramids and the tunnels and the things up underneath those buildings, but you keep you keep doing that so you don't talk about the free energy buildings, which is the evolution of the pyramids. Like, if you haven't made that connection yet, you don't need to be talking about these things. I mean, you would just talk about the pyramids for forever. Like that shows that you could never be the ones who evolved the pyramids because you're still trying to figure out how they were built. While we evolved them, it went to a whole nother thing and brought it around the world already. You people are still sitting there trying to figure it out. It's ridiculous. Why all the while disenfranchising the people who did it like we're extinct and not sitting right the hell here watching you. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. These people are literally, including Joe Rogan, is a plant, a straight up police plant. Straight up. You see what I'm saying? Like, you bumped your head. So you're telling me
And
that
Ben Carson.
So, ma'am, don't cut me off when I'm speaking, please.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're telling me that there ain't no portals in Grand Canyon? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're saying? There ain't no portals there? You mad? Look, they mad that I'm exposing these Saturn shapeshifters because I know who you are. And I can prove it. I'm gonna get to proving it in a second. Don't you worry about it. I'm just warming up the stream right now. You got plenty of that's what they trying to they trying to keep everybody's frequency to a low frequency. And look, the Saturn shapeshifters who brought the moon here, right, got you arguing, did we go to the moon or not? Like, I'm not gonna sit here playing your little stupid game. Okay? Not gonna play your little dumb game like these other people do. Okay? I know you brought the moon here and you're on the planet. And you absolutely shut down the portals on the planet. You shut down the stargates on this planet. You could do much greater things on this planet than these people have shown you. They have kept you in the complete dark about who you are and about who they are. Period. Give a good goddamn if you can believe it or not. I'll show it to you. Who's next? Motown Lines. What's up, man? Motown Lines, you're live.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
Well, I don't know a lot about the history, and I just find it very educational to listen to you. And you're very intelligent. And I do a lot of research at home. I'm an older guy. I am white. Okay, I don't know the history, but I've learned that a lot of your facts are true. Like the man was saying about Chicago. That's it entices me to see that. And my question I want
misconstrued what all of this is. You see, they misconstrued who the Anunnaki is.
yes.
So in the real cultures, the Anunnaki, the word Anunnaki, they were the high priest. That was the Mer. Okay, you know the term Moor?
Yes.
That's where that term comes from, the Anunnaki.
Okay.
The term Mer was given to the Anu, the person that was the high priest to Anu, meaning the sun, right? Because that's where the Anunnaki is. So it's the offspring of the sun.
Wow.
That is the real story and how things happen on this planet. The offspring of the sun do this stuff, have magical powers here. You've heard the things in the mythologies and all of this different stuff, but it's not mythologies. It's just been thousands of years, over 24,000 years since anyone has seen anybody do anything like that. So, in the world today, you'd be like, yeah, get out. Yeah, right. But you are going to see, you're alive at a certain time. This, depending on what side of this whole thing you're on. You see what I'm saying? But the word Anunnaki means princely offspring. That's what Anunnaki means. That is the definition of the word Anunnaki. A lot of people, when you talk, they be like, oh, it's the fallen ones or the Nephilims and all of that. But no, the princely offspring is the so-called Black American bloodlines.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that is the princely offspring, meaning the royal bloodlines that come from the sun. What happens is we came from the sun a long time ago. We are the children of the sun. That's why we are called the children of the sun. That's what the Taino and all of that. The Taino's real name is the Lukukairi, which means the people of the islands, and that's all the mainland and everything, because this is an island too. This Lukukairi. But part of those branches of the Taino is the Arawa, the Caribs. That's what Arawa means. The children of the sun.
That's well said, Earth. And I appreciate your time, bro. I really do. I'd like to just keep listening.
Yes, that's what it means. And that's what they know, that when the sun comes back, let me explain it. And let me explain this in a cosmic way. I'm gonna show you. I'm speaking. Okay, well, let's get some naysayers up here real quick, because I know what I'm talking about, and I can prove it through the hieroglyphics. I'll go get these hieroglyphics. Maybe you're a pretend indigenous person here. You want to come up here and challenge my thought process? You're allowed to do that, and I allow anyone to do it. But just know you're probably gonna get fried. Probably.
Sorry to interrupt you. I would never do that. I already know I staying in my lane, bro. You're well educated, way beyond me, and I'm just learning.
So let's go into it.
Okay.
Let's go into it. This is a bag from Tula, Central America. Have you ever seen this?
No, sir.
Okay, we're gonna get into it right now. We're gonna get into it. Put a 2 in the chat if you ain't never seen this. See, because I can substantiate the things that I say. You see, I'm the only person in human history to ever translate anything from the Americas or around this globe, period.
Now, you always show the facts, Earth. That's a fact. Yeah. You will always show it.
And that's what I'm going to keep doing. Considered the royal bloodline because of this. That's why they were taking the Dunbars off of the Americas and trying to throw them into Africa and knocking them off in Africa. Because they was looking for me. You see, we have the certain activation to the sun and the earth themselves, to the universe. And I'm going to show you why before I get into this. It shows it in the different hieroglyphics and in the different Maya stuff. I'll show you. You can see it here. You see right here?
Yes.
It shows it right here. This is the Maya. Obviously, these are the so-called Black Americans. This ain't Hector or nobody down here. But we see right here, these are the royal bloodlines. You always see the royal bloodlines because they got the jaguar print on. They wear it every day. In all their stuff, there's jaguar printed. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but these are the Maya too, are they not?
Yes.
Yeah, these are all the Maya. Yes, they're all the Maya. But if you look at the royal bloodlines, you can see these are electricity coming off their head.
I see that.
You see the electricity, but it ain't coming off of them. See, but he's a very important person, just like the king is. You see?
It's only coming.
He is documenting everything. If he slips up and says something wrong, then nobody gets the right kind of histories. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So he's just as important because he's documenting the whole freaking thing, not just what he's doing. He's documenting with everything that's going on. He's telling people, yo, you got to blah, 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 and to whatever's happening in the situation. So these are very important people. See, we didn't look at things in the way people do today in an egotistical way. You know what I mean? He has his back turned to these people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she completely trusts them with everything. You see?
Yeah.
So it shows that the royal bloodlines have a very strong connection. That's why we were considered the royal bloodlines. And you can clearly see that the princess is pointing into his back and saying, get your butt up there and explain what you did.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Is that the electricity, the electricity flowing from the top of their heads like that?
Yes, that's what that is. Hey, Z-Car, you can come up here right now because I'm going to show a translation from Central America that nobody's ever translated this back right here. Nobody. I'm the only person to ever do it. Now I'm going to do it in public again, which I've done it many times. I'm going to do the sun and the earth themselves. And you can come up here right now and we'll prove that you can fall flat on your face and you don't know what the hell this is saying. I'll get out the way so you can look at it and you tell me what that's saying then. You come up here and offer a translation. That's what we do. We don't sit here playing and acting like, this is the proving ground. Okay? Right here, I'm going to make some statements here, and then I'm going to prove what I'm saying. I'm not going to just talk. See, I'm going to show my actual activation, but to the lands, to the earth, and to the sun himself, and to the earth herself. Let me show you. Are you looking at that? What's your name, brother?
My name is
Motown.
My name's Tommy.
Tommy, are you seeing this?
I'm looking, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now we're going to break this down because that neophyte that's down there in that comment don't know what the hell he don't know anything about this. So, put a 2 in the chat if you've never seen this. We're going to jump into it. You're done talking in here, Z-Car. You're not allowed to come. Like, if you're not going to come up, then you're not allowed to talk anymore. And you're done. You're done.
I've never seen it, Earth.
I got you right now. So let's compartmentalize. You've seen me translate other things, certainly, right?
Absolutely, all the time.
Yeah. Oh, here he is right here. Now we're gonna get Z-Car because he's in the jaunt saying that I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm playing, right? So let's see him offer this translation to this artifact. Go ahead, Z-Car.
Don't just block me in the comments. Just completely block me from the page, yo.
Why don't you just offer the translation? You said that I was lying, right? So why don't you tell us the truth about this?
Yeah, because the people, if we were actually the people of the sun from how you claim it, how can the people of the sun still be in the condition we are in today?
Because this what happens is the planet travels in sun cycles. Okay, there are light cycles. The planet travels like this. Okay, light cycles and dark cycles. Okay, when the dark cycle is coming, the high vibrational royal priesthood, we leave our bodies. They was mummified alive because we leave our bodies and go back to the inner earth till it's time for the light cycle again. That's what happens. So when the dark cycle happens, that whole time, we're not here. I'm not teaching the earth to get all of this stuff right here. You see the sun knowledge. You see, I have to teach the people on the planet this is my duty here. We all have a collective duty to do. Mine is to raise the frequency of this planet enough for these prophecies to click in. And I'm going to explain these prophecies because obviously you don't know any of this stuff, dude. So to sit here and act like when you don't know anything about any of this stuff, to act like I'm lying is disingenuous.
Okay, you know what? I like you and your energy. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. The thing is, there's too much half truths in the world, and a lot of the information that is coming to the surface that has been buried from people who have been trying to hide information. A lot of these informations are half truths, and they're coming from one source, but
Not from me. Not from me. I'm the only person in human history to ever translate everything from around the globe. I took the Great Sphinx of Giza, which everybody said was destroyed, and I translated it.
Right.
And showed that it's not destroyed. It was made just like that, but it shows the information. So you need to go sit in the back of the class, man. You obviously don't know what you're talking about.
Right, but all this has to do with
right. Now, to the translation of this artifact, because everybody's like, man, dude, we all want to see what this is, okay? You don't know, and just keep your mouth shut. As you can see right here. And you see why I be talking to these people like that? Because these people make you talk to them a certain way. Like, God damn. We're in our heaven state trying to, talk about the sun knowledge, and you try to make us come down to hell and speak to you people. You make me do that. I'm gonna come down to hell, talk to you, and I'm gonna talk to you like we in hell. So you want to try to poke this jaguar, you going to get the claws, cause as you can see right here, this right here shows what is happening today on this planet. This is how activated we are. It shows the futures. It shows not just the past. And that's why when you listen to Billy Carson and all these other people, they only talk about the past. That's how we know that you're not reading these artifacts properly, because they show the future, not the past. Is showing. I want to compartmentalize what we see here. Now, Tommy.
Yes, sir.
You ready to go through this with me now?
Yes,
Ready?
sir.
Okay. First, we're going to compartmentalize what we see. We see here, we see a dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's zoom over to that guy. You see his eye right here, right? His nose, mustache. He looks like a mean dude with his little Fu Manchu, right?
Yes, he does.
And you can see he got his arm out, don't he?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He got his arm out, right? Okay. Underneath that dude, all right, is a Saturn shapeshifter right there. You can see his mouth, his arm is out too. See that?
I see it like clearly.
So we see both of these beings, both have their arms out. There's another dude right here, right? Here's his head right here, his arm, right? He's on his knees. He's giving up his money right here, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got a basket on his back right here. And in that basket, it has an arrow that's going to these people's hand, right?
Yeah,
That's what we see.
absolutely.
So now we see that's what's going on, because when you're doing a proper translation, the public knows that it's the proper translation because it makes sense.
It does.
As you can see here, you see in here, you can also see a moon here. Let's try to get over to that moon if we can. All right, let's get into that moon. You see the eye, the nose, and you can see a silhouette of a snowman with a black top hat on in there. See that?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and you also see a cloud right here, right?
Yep.
So let's back it on up.
Yep.
We see a cloud, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over in this corner over here. Let's go over to that corner. In the corner, we see the sun.
Wow.
We see the sun right here. He's sleeping. You see, he's half asleep. You see one of his eyes closed here, eyebrow, the nose. This eye is coming half open. You see, he's like starting to come awake. You can see his mouth. You can see going. He's sleeping.
Yeah, I see it.
Literally, it's crazy, right? So you see that they are. Let's back it up. They use the Saturn shapeshifters right here, as you can see right here in the artifact, to bring the moon energy to cool down the planet. They use the plasma clouds to block the sun and put him in a sleep state, right?
Wow, that's amazing.
So they can steal the harvest from the people. You see? Look, but that's why Shiroko, we're calling Three-Eyed Atlas, as you can see there, the cigar-shaped ship right there.
Wow, look at that. Yeah, I see it.
You see the cigar-shaped ship right there. Helps the sun move out, because her real name is Shiroko. I always call her Shiroko because that. I'll show you. Look, you see that? There's an X. If you look real deeply, there's an X right there. All right. Yeah, Roko means to protest or block something from happening. You see, the Tuttle is the real name of the Olmec.
Wow.
So they're telling you in this artifact, we're your family. You see? We're your family, and we're here to block them from putting this plasma clouds around the sun. And everybody can see that they clearly striping the clouds and putting plasma clouds around the sun. If Shiroko don't come, the whole thing, the sun is pinned over in this jaunt right here, right?
Right.
You're pinned over there by the plasma clouds. So she uses her frequency to bring the sun across. I'll show you. The sun uses that frequency, comes across. Here he is.
Wow.
And here he's wide awake now. You see his eye right here. He's looking where he's going. And you can see his this eye's closed because he's busting through these clouds. You see his mouth is open. He's screaming like, ah.
Yeah, I see it.
The sun is a real being. He ain't just some thing up there.
Absolutely. I agree.
It's so crazy when you see, like, damn, like the sun got personality and everything. Like our spirits, our bodies come from the earth.
Amen, brother. Yeah.
That's the real truth of who we are. You see, you're not your avatar. You are a sun baby. But you see the sun comes here, right?
Yeah.
It looks like, I was looking at this a little deeper, and it looks like they try to block the sun, some sort of thing here. I was thinking that he clicks into the black sun here, but he doesn't. He doesn't, because I was looking into it. I flipped it. I flipped it all, and I was slapping up and flipping it, rubbing it down, everything, right? Okay. So when I was looking at it a little harder, I was like, why is that thing? It shows that there's a dude right here. You see an eye and another eye, the nose and a mouth and the chin right here. And he sends, it looks like, I don't know, maybe like the moon or something to try to get in the sun's way. You see, or something, or some sort of something to try to block him from getting in here. But you see right here, look, you see right here, the sun.
Wow.
The sun takes that arrow, takes this direction and comes over here and activates the royal bloodline, as you can see right here. The eye, your nose, the mouth, and the chin. And we snatch, look, inside of this man's basket, look, you can see an eye, eyebrow, the nose, the mouth, and the chin. There's a dude inside of his basket. He gets snatched up.
Wow.
You see that?
Yeah,
he's the one taking the arrow. He's the one up in your basket, your harvest, stealing it and giving it to these people. Like, you couldn't even go watch a show in the inner city, and these people would be standing there, but they had to have a pole standing there like this, like, yo, I was promised that spot in 1777.
That's amazing. It's amazing. They're trying to steal. They trying to steal the harvest.
They're stealing. They are stealing the harvest of everybody. If you didn't have to pay rent and electric and all this, everybody would be wealthy on the planet. No one would have to worry about anything. And you see right here, look, it activates me, the Jaguar Prince, also. As you can see right here, you can see the eye, nose, mouth. You can see the ears. You seen Black Panther movie? That's where they took it. The Jaguar suit, the black Jaguar suit. And we take the moon. You see, we snatch the moon underneath our arm right here.
Yeah.
So it shows that we'll be taking that moon with us. We'll be re-engineering that moon to maybe a baby sun. You see, we'll engineer it to something. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not having it back. You're not having it back. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You're not having it back.
They took that, meant that.
Yeah, you can get that out your mind. You can get that out your mind. That's mine. My moon. As you can see, you see me looking at your homeboy right here. Look, you see in the cloud, look, the eye. This eye's closed, the two nostrils. He's surprised. He's like, you see the side of his little joints, and you see his hair, Cheeto dust.
Wow. Yeah, I see it. Wow, man. I appreciate you breaking that stuff down for me. I know you don't have to because I'm not even educated at all, but I'm trying to learn.
But it shows right here in the joint, he gets exposed when the sun comes around and exposes him. Let me see, do I got that? Yeah, right here. Watch this. Watch. It shows Cheeto dust as a young bull. Look, here's his hair. He got the dark hair right here. His hair is popping out. He's looking back because they caught him. Here's this blue suit, his arm right here. He got this woman. Here's this woman trying to stop him. He's taking the cookie. See this woman trying to stop him from.
Yeah, I see
He got
her.
his suit on and he's taking the cookie. You see?
Yeah.
You can see her grown up. You can see her eye right here. See her other eye.
Wow.
He took on the film right here, right? There's a little star right here. You can see the star right here. You see, that's what they blackmailing him with. It shows the sun comes that way. Oh, you wanted me to come to this way? All right, so we're gonna embarrass you then. That's what the sun basically said. All right, we're gonna come around here and embarrass you. Show the light, make sure that they have to, and yeah. So you can see him right there.
Yeah.
That's why I said like there's video of him. That's how I know. That's how I knew that. Like there's video of him. Video of you doing that, and it's gonna come out. It's coming out.
Yeah, I believe you, man. I really believe that.
You see, it's right there. He's got the blue
Yeah, I
suit
see
on.
with my own natural eyes.
Here is his hair. Look, his hair was dark back in the day, but he still had that loopy swoopy in the front right there.
Yup.
His face, you can see his arm right here, his blue suit right here. He's literally, here's her booty right here. She's bent over. Her arm is like that.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
and his arm right here is lifting up her dress. He got her suit on, taking the cookies.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, come on. Like, I don't know, if you can't see that right there, then you just fried, man. They got him on cam right there, buddy.
I see it with my natural eyes, man. Man, I see it better when I smoke, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You got, man, listen, light it if you got it. That's what I'm doing.
Man, I smoke, man. I think the smoke is saving my life, man.
Man, it's somewhere in your genetics where you possibly had bred in somewhere with the bloodlines, and that's what happened to a lot of people, man. It's just a lot of breeding that happened here, man. You just don't realize. So everybody can't see this. So some put you in here for a reason. Just do what's required, my brother. That's all. Do the fruits and flowers offering. We're not racist here. It's just not.
I know you're not, and I did that outside my house, sir. I did. I got stuff and I laid it out in the back because I stay in the trailer park, and I laid it out in the back with apples and oranges and stuff like that, and it really was gone after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, well, I mean, just keep honoring the earth. Do your milpa planter system. Do your ash offerings. Keep doing that. It don't matter who you are, man. You going to get saved. That's a fact, man. Sun and the earth is not going to mess with you, man. That's a fact. So that's all it is. I happen to be the royal prince of the Aboriginal Maru Khan, the real royal bloodlines. That doesn't mean that the people who are not the royal bloodlines cannot make the light cycle and have to experience these catastrophes that's about to happen here. You see what I'm saying? Everybody can clearly see that through this artifact here, right here, that this is happening. Okay. So if you need to be not part of those people, call your energy back from the sun. The sun he's a living being. He's not some stupido thing up there. Like everybody trying to act like he's just nothing up there when he gives us everything. You see what I'm saying? Him and Mother Earth. So we got to get back to that, okay? If they see you as that and not just trying to save your life, but actually trying to be that, see, it clearly shows the future. They dug this up in Central America. You see, man, it takes the royal bloodlines for them to come up here at the time that's necessary for you to see this. We raised the frequency of the planet. Now, right now, you can see in the last 48 hours, we had 15 solar flares, 15, including a 8.1 X-class solar flare that was a part of a trio X-class solar flare three-peat. 0.8.
Is that why our weather, Earth, is being crazy all over the place?
That's because the Earth she's up now, and she is a sentient being. You're not just not, and now she was sleeping. She when everything on the planet, meaning like it goes off the moon cycle. You see?
Okay.
Like the tides, everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going off the moon cycle, right? So when they as long as they can keep it like that, that's how they froze the planet. That's why Antarctica froze. That's where these Saturn shapeshifters live.
Do they live behind that wall? Is that true?
They live in Antarctica.
Wow.
Because look, Saturn is 6 planets away from the sun, and we are 3 planets away from the sun. So they have to bring an apparatus here that cools down the planet so they can live here. And their technology works. That's why they have to block the sun and all that. You see? They have to.
Wow.
Or they can't be here. You see?
Yeah.
They have Saturn shapeshifter technology. That's what that moon is. So now they stop the sun from coming around. But when the sun, and now we see that he has came around because before, normally the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. When you get up, look where he's at, okay? Then look where he comes across the sky. He's not rising in the east and setting in the west or any of that. He's doing this sideways motion. See?
Mm-hmm.
But, so check this out. So now we see that this is happening, that Shiroko then came here and then upgraded the sun's frequency out of that plasma cloud, right? That's what's happening. That's what's really happening on the planet and why the sun is heating up and throwing the flares. You see?
Okay.
But when the flares happen, right, now he has now that wakes the planet up.
Excuse me.
You see? So now that connects the sun and the earth together because the planet is our earth, our mother is sentient too. So she sees that she's connected to the moon.
Wow.
So when the sun does too. So now he sends the flares, which gets her choosy.
Yeah, I do.
Now, when the sun throws the flare, the sun throws along the magnetic poles and everything, connects to the sun, not the moon anymore.
Oh, wow.
You see, then it be doing the switch back like that. That's what's happening right now. The sun is grabbing that gravitational pull from the moon, and it's when it throws the flares, it's hitting the moon and taking the power down of the moon. So now it's taking that tides and all of that away from the moon. That's why everything is flooding and all that kind of stuff.
Wow, I was going to ask you that too, man. Our weather's going crazy.
That's why. That's why, and that messes with the microbiology of how they had the planet working with the moon cycle for all these years.
Does that have anything to do with us going up there messing around with space?
Well, the thing is, that's something completely well. They brought that stuff. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah, because people always say, well, the government's doing that to us. That's why we're getting the weather. But you broke it down, bro.
no, this is what's going on. What's going on is this: the planet's magnetic pull has been attached to the moon for this whole time, and now that the sun's coming
Man, what
around
you
now,
talking about, man? This guy just saying some random ass
You're
stuff,
rude,
man.
bro.
I'm tired of
I'll
that.
say my name, bro.
Bro, I'm actually tired of this guy, man. He always saying some random ass
Bro,
stuff.
you rude. You're rude, bro. You don't even have no respect, bro.
when the sun comes around now, right? You over it's obviously way stronger than the moon's energy, right? So it throws the flares and the earth's, not just the earth, but the earth's children and the sun children and the royal bloodlines activate, which we can clearly see. I don't care what dude's saying. Everybody put an earth in the chat if I translated that properly. Absolutely.
Yeah, you did. You did. It absolutely makes sense.
You're just brainless.
Earth,
You can
you
see,
always break it down, not to interrupt you, man. I always watch. I stay in my line. It's the first time I ever had a chat with you. You always welcome people on your panel. You talk to them. But when they start acting stupid and when you're breaking it down, I get it, man. It's time for you to go, bro. Because you're not
yeah, you gotta
understanding
go.
it.
And yeah, I don't even really want to entertain, especially while we're doing an ancient translation, and I'm trying to get people to understand what's actually happening on the planet. But that's what's happening. It's the gravitational up, because we all know that the different high tide and low tide be going off the moon. Pulls both ways, and that's how you get high tide or low tide, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with so that's what's happening. Now that the sun is out of the sleep state, which we can clearly see that right here. He's out of the sleep state, and we can clearly see that in our observable reality today, just through 15 solar flares in 48 hours. We can clearly see that he's not sleeping anymore. He's over
trying to crash through there.
He's crashing through. He's throwing the solar flares to get himself some room. He's getting powered up thanks to Shiroko and the Atlantean people doing the fruits and flowers offering and giving them some encouragement. And he sees all of that. You see what I'm saying? So, and we could clearly see that, yeah, he's watching. You see what I'm saying? It's not like it's real. It's real as it gets. So now that the sun is coming around, we have 15 solar flares. The sun basically is looking, he's in, he knows what nothing teaches us. That's what taught me this. You see? So what he's doing is he's seeing that the moon energy is controlling the planet. So what does he have to do? I have to throw some extra flares so it keeps the connection between me and the earth.
I got you, man.
So then the earth can stay on the connection with me, but then that will change the pole. Once she stays on the connection with and she's firmly fixed on the sun connection, it changes the pole completely. Right now, you're seeing the birth and pains of the tug of war between the sun and the earth. I mean, the sun and the moon.
Wow. But so that sun is our generator, like that man said.
One second. But when the sun ain't throwing the solar flares and he don't have a coronal hole or the coronal wind stream, then the polarization goes back to the moon.
Oh, wow.
You see? Then the sun starts throwing flares. Then it go back to the sun, and that's why you're seeing the tug and pull of the weather and everything out here today. That's why.
That makes sense, bro. Thanks, man, for your time too. I really appreciate you, man. I do, brother. And I'm not just saying that. You're very educational, and you break it down and you show the facts, and that makes sense. That makes sense. What's going on around our world right now, and I understand what you're saying about that sun. That sun is like our generator. That sun's everything, man. Thank you for your time.
I appreciate you coming up, man.
I appreciate you, brother. Keep doing your thing, man.
So that is really what's going on right now today on our beautiful planet. You know, they have desecrated everything on the planet, but she's still beautiful. Like, you know what I mean? She's breathtaking. So it ain't gonna take much for us to get her to where she could be technically proficient also. That's where we'll go. We'll go to technical proficiency. You see, we're not gonna go into subsistence living. It's certainly not. So thank you very much. Really? You think this is propaganda? This is propaganda? Phillips, come on up here. I literally just translated this artifact, and I can do another one on your back. What you want to do? Talking to me? Talking to me? Come on up here. Come on down. You are the next contestant on You're Probably Wrong. So I told you, if I put a question up here, it's rhetorical. I told you, if I put a question up here, it's rhetorical. I mean, I know what's going on. I just broke down while you're seeing all the stuff you're seeing on the planet right now, man. You better start figuring out, man, what's going on here. The people, let's go. Did we get to the last? Okay, we almost there. Damn. And this is how you know who are the real bloodlines from the American. Ain't no Native American coming up here and they dug it up. They're the one who dug it up. They ain't offer up no translation. I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see. I certainly am. Because it clearly shows what I just told you. So out of pocket, you a Mexican or you a Mexican? You out of pocket. Boy, you out of pocket, boy. That's funny as hell. I mean, you something. You something else. Shout out to the people who almost got us to this live stream. Go, I appreciate you, man. Freight train that thing out of here. They'll be begging to release. look, you're gonna be flying around and all that. I was seeing like I was in my dream last night. I was seeing us leveling up. And when I dream that stuff, that means that I'm just gonna lift something up with my finger and be like, oh my gosh. And that's it. But I ain't gonna go crazy. Everybody's still like, nah, I ain't crazy. I'm not. I'm only gonna use my gifts when they're necessary. That's it. Every other time, just like this. I'm gonna be just like this. I'm gonna be just cool in the gang, just like everybody. If I need to use them, then I will use them. That's it. Then I'll put them back. So I'm waiting for this 8.1 to hit. I need that thing to be like, ha! I need that. I need it. But see, this is how you know the Native Americans, these people right here, the people from here ain't the ones who gonna be having this activation. Love to break it to y'all. Yeah, you wanna come on? Yeah. That's why I come here. That's what the royal bloodline is supposed to do. It's supposed to come out in front of the public. Take any question, any hard question, anything.
Earth, peace, bro.
Peace. What's going on?
Question, man. So in the Tartarian architecture, right? And okay, so let me see if I can just let me get this right here. Okay, so I'm looking at a YouTube video today, and I'm seeing giants like YT giants, like as tall as telephone foot poles, with like two women, and they're just standing next to regular people. The photo don't look that old, and then I'm seeing that kind of stuff all over the place, and I'm seeing a lot of different types of races are represented in Tartarian architecture, and I want to know what's up with that. If it was created by us, right? That's our stuff. And what was the world then? What was the psychology? You know what I'm saying? Like, were we teaching people our tech, and they were doing it, creating sculptures, based off of how does all that work, and how does that fit in?
The sculptures that are made, right? Mm-hmm. Just because you've seen, say, maybe you would see like in one of our buildings, you might see like a sculpture of a Caucasian or or a sculpture of a Native American looking person, right?
Yeah.
That is all stories. That sculpture needs to be translated. Piece of art sitting there.
Yeah.
It was never like that in our John. It was there because it went with the story of the building. It tells you the different people throughout the different what's the name and what happened. And when you look at that person, you'll see inside of there who they were, if they were a traitor, if they were whatever, like the thing that they just dug up in Central America.
Yeah, like an advanced art, like an advanced hieroglyph, right? In a way.
Well, they just dug something up in the Central America, and they're talking about it. Even Scheinbaum and everybody's talking about, oh, it's the oldest artifact in Central America. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. Mm-hmm. But that dude that they showed right there, it shows that dude. See, they don't know what they're looking at, and I do. That dude, it shows a whole dude, a whole one of them people. One of those people that you see down there today. But I looked into the face and read his face, and it shows that he was a shapeshifter. That dude's a shapeshifter, and he was a traitor. He was wearing the owl John. That tells me right away who he is. And then I went into his translation and translated his face, and I seen like these people they just make up anything. They'll say anything. They'll make up anything. And if they keep lying, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're not even supposed to be touching that stuff. So I'm gonna let them go ahead and commit to it because they're bringing it up in the news and everything in Central America, but they have no idea what it is. It shows a trader, shows a dude that traded on the people.
Where are all these huge giants that in these recent photos that are really ain't that old, like from the early 1800s?
Well, see, the thing is, just like in this joint right here, you see me get big on this. On this joint right here. You see me turn and get big on here. This. Like, you ain't just going, like, we go to a big size. We go to a big size. Yes, the royal bloodlines do. Not everybody, but the royal bloodlines do. And we get the full gifts. And we get full gifts. Like, full gifts. Full gifts to do anything that comes to your mind, literally. Full gifts. So literally, it's we're unstoppable. There's nothing to be. There's nothing. You can't do anything. But we don't control the planet in that way. No, we ain't talking about 8 feet. You're gonna need to be bigger than 8 feet to take the moon underneath your underarm like that, buddy. I'm talking about snatching the moon up, cuz. I'm talking about big. You're not talking about big. Wembley.
Put humans under a microscope big.
We get big, yes.
Yeah. I appreciate it, Earth. I got a roll, brother. I appreciate you. All right. Bye on.
How you say? You Native Americans, you want to keep lying? Keep lying? You want to keep lying? And think that I don't know? This is a rhetorical question. Like I just told you. You took our frequency down to this. This what Caucasian people did when they came to the Americas. They did this right here. Didn't you? You made the horse pull the electric train. This is an electric train. Then you whited out the buildings in the background so nobody could see that those are the buildings that ran these trains. Then propagated to everybody that this is what the Americas look like when it really looked like this. You can clearly see by the knowledge that I possess, and I represent the Aboriginal American people in the Americas. You could clearly see that we weren't living like this in the Americas. You could clearly see that it was like this here when they came here. These are the facts, and they are unequivocal. You're not creating no narratives in here no more. We don't need to hear your theories. We don't want to hear you. Oh, scientists have discovered. We don't care. You haven't discovered anything. We put it there. So why haven't you asked us about that? Original American people who put that stuff there about what those artifacts are. And why are you still digging up our stuff? Acting like you discovered it. Basically, you don't make nothing. You just discover everything you just discover what somebody else made. Basically, that's the only thing you do. You don't make nothing. You just keep discovering things that other people did. And they're like, look, honor me because I discovered it. That's how you take people's innovations. That's how you take credit for people's stuff, right? You get credit for the discovery. The people who made it don't get credit at all. You disenfranchise them, right? 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 Exactly. You don't do anything. Crazy. Crazy. I appreciate the people. Got us to the live stream goal. Let's go. I appreciate you, man. Let's go, man. Man, bonus coverage. Let's get it. Bonus coverage. The concept of blood quantum, which refers to a fractional measurement of someone's Native American ancestry, indeed created by Caucasian settlers, as you can see right here. While DNA tests can offer insight into potential Native American ancestry, they are not used by Native American tribes to definitively prove lineage or establish tribal citizenship. Tribes generally rely on genealogical documentation, established enrollment criteria, which include blood quantum. Meaning they want to know how far back you go back to those Caucasian settlers who took the royal birthright and fed Pocahontas to the dogs, while all the while today acting like you are the descendant of her when you are the people who fed her to the dogs. You think you didn't leave no trace, but I'm here and I am the record. And that's a fact. That's how I know you fed her to the dogs. I can prove it. As you can see here, no hunter-gatherers did not build pyramids. As you can see right there. You ain't never built no goddamn pyramids. So how? Look, and the Native Americans is hunter gatherers. So how does the Americas have more pyramids than the rest of the world combined? There are thousands of pyramids around the world, including 100 in Egypt, double that in Sudan, and dozens in the Middle East and in China. But the Americas have more pyramids than the rest of the world combined. So how, if hunter-gatherers did not build pyramids and the Native Americans are hunter-gatherers, how does the Americas have more pyramids than the rest of the world combined? Are you telling me that these people built those pyramids? Are you freaking out of your... These people just make anything up, and then if everybody's supposed to go along with their stupid little lies. Man, your lies are done, dude. Your lies are done. Maybe this is a person that can answer that question.
I can't answer it. I just wanted to know the Pocahontas story. I might have it wrong. I thought they took her, right, and then they raped her and took the baby, brought it back like as an heir, and that's how they
That's
try
what
to
they
write
said.
themselves
That's what
in.
they said. They said that they brought the baby to get christened.
But that's how they tried to write themselves in, right?
That's not what happened. No, they just took the baby and fed her to the dogs.
All right. Yeah. See, I'll be trying to
That's fact.
correlate stuff like, because I know Disney be on some BS, so I know that story ain't how it really went down. But I figured that they tried to make an heir to bring back and try to get themselves in good with them people or something.
No, they always kept it, and just made the Native American roots. They
Okay.
kept the baby. They kept the baby. The baby didn't even know who he was. They
Now I know
rose.
that's
They
facts.
raised him. They raised him. He didn't know he was a real bloodline. it's time for us to start leaving our bodies and doing the rituals to go back to the inner earth. You see what I'm saying? Because we don't pass away. So we'll just go back to the inner earth until it's time. Then once we go back to the inner earth, there's only low souls that are left on the planet. That's it. It's a whole bunch of low souls that's left on the planet. We leave, and then there's a destruction event that happens. The people who survive are just low souls, man. And they start over from Stone Age, straight up. And that's what happened. That's what happened. They started over from the Stone Age thousands of years ago. A lot of you people, some of the people that's coming in here kept incarnating. You just kept incarnating. The priesthood, we just came back up on this Generation X generation. Most of us. They came up at the same time I did. They came with me. Then my job is they put my walk, however they put my walk. Then my job is to bring my sons with me. Because I have my sons always come with me. That's why they talk about the Marduk and Enlil and Enki, his two sons. As I always bring my sons. My sons come with me every time. The same too. Them. Yes. And y'all are the same ones. You're the same priesthood. Same ones. Yes. You're the same ones. You came here with me. We came from the halls of Amenti in the inner earth to do this. And that's what we're doing. We found purpose. We do it every time. We never miss a beat. We go through our trials and tribulations and stuff like that on the way to getting to that. It hardened us for doing what we're supposed to be doing here. Yeah. And I wouldn't change nothing. I would leave it right there. Everything. Just how I grew up. I would leave it just like that. Because I need it to be that way. I need it to be hardened in a certain way so I can deal with this stuff, because this is not for the weak or the unworthy. Trust me. I mean, oh man. See what I'm saying? So we came up at this time. We are the royal priesthood, and we about that action, boss. Well, we're very intelligent, so we only use our gifts when we need to use them. Make me use it on you, then I will. That's all right. I can deal with it. I'm cool. It don't really go to my divine circumference, really. It don't. That's why I've been gone, because I don't let it get into me. I have to think about the collective in this planet. You see what I'm saying? So the things that regular people have to think about, you don't think about what I have to think about. You don't. You don't. So I don't. It's not even like you have no idea. Like you just have no clue. Like I can't like right at this time I can't even, there's things I can't say. So it's just like just gotta play out, man. You know, even though I want to be like, yo, yo, yeah, I want to do all that, but I can't. You don't think I like doing all that? I do. I like to tell y'all all this stuff, and you know what I mean? Tell you what I know. It's fun for me. Raise the frequency. Yeah, I ain't the dude who be gatekeeping our own information. It's not mine. It's all yours. Mine, yeah, it's mine, yours, all of ours. Peace. Let's go, Mike Nice. Let's go. Let's go. Don't play with them. I appreciate the people who push what we're doing and don't be playing with these people. Like I see Chant he's starting to be like, I'm about to start mentally boxing. Yeah. Real Chant now, Chant. You see? while I like the art of boxing and the combat sports. I just like the art of it. We're gonna need that to be innovated because I don't want people getting hurt like that. And you see Shakur Stevenson win the belt and all that stuff. That's fine and dandy, but there's always teachings in all of those things. You see what I'm saying? You see that belt don't mean shit. It don't. It don't really mean nothing to him. He put the work in and got to where he wanted to get to with that whole situation. You feel me? But is that going to make him get to the light cycle? Hell no. That belt took you further away from the light cycle than you could even think of because you ain't even considering that there's a real scrap out here. You're not fighting the real fight. You see? We're doing the real scrap. The safe people wanted to dedicate themselves to go and be a professional world champion, you could become it. No mistake about that. Especially in the America, especially right here. Yes. So, I mean, that's not something that nobody else hasn't already done. See what I'm saying? Right. If you get trained by the right people and you put that right mixture together, your mixtures is going to be nice. So it don't even matter. Like, you know how you keep training them mixtures and then add little nuances. It's a wrap. You're going to make it. But in this right here, it's the same thing though. But if you're doing that and you don't know about this right here and you just what are you doing? Don't do that. Am I lying? Don't do that unless you know this. Don't do it. Don't forget about that. You don't need to be doing that. You see what I'm saying? Like saying looks like he's in a good trajectory to who's going to make it or who ain't. If you're going to be there, are you going to be the sun just threw off the eights and all of that and the triple back, the Atlantean tripled up joint? if you're not seeing it, I don't know what to say. Because you can be that, but you gotta be who you came here to be first. You see what I'm saying? That's supposed to be the path to get you to here. You see what I'm saying? It take you into certain boom. The next thing you know, you on that path, and then bam, you on the Earth speech joint. Next thing you know, you like, what the I can recognize this dude or something. Recognize this dude's voice or something, like a frequency of this dude's voice right here. More than even what I was saying at first, because you ain't even know what I was saying at first or where I was coming from or nothing. You just heard me speak. You heard my voice. And that's because you recognize it from the inner earth, bro. You recognize it from the inner earth. You see what I'm saying? That's why we've been doing this for so long. You're going to hear my voice. You like, some people, and me growing up, I noticed that people would start when they hear my voice, but I didn't, even babies, right, would be like, look at me a certain way. but I but now that I think about it, now that I look back on it and I see, and some people were triggered by my frequency too. Some people would be triggered by it. And I had to get into a lot of scraps, which I ended up not minding either. You see? But that stuff got me into the trouble, and the ancestors didn't want me doing it because they always would make me have to pay for it, what I did. I mean, I ain't gonna keep paying. Nah, dude. Nah, good brother. No. They made me pay right away. If you did it, you had to pay. Yeah, you unless I was like defending myself or something, then they ain't make nothing happen to me. Or like me have to pay about it. You can't just go punch people and stuff. You're not allowed to go around doing that. I just was rough growing up. I grew up in a way that where I didn't really understand that. I didn't understand that you know, when I got around other people, you know what I mean? Like that being rough and like all that wasn't really cool. You know what I mean? I didn't, when I was a kid, I didn't care after I found out you didn't like it after a while. You know what I mean? Like I just was like, so, you know what I mean? And then it just bred a certain situation. But they always knocked my butt. Once I was being like that, they knocked my butt back into the thing. Nah. Then I would go do something and I get locked up right away. There would be it wouldn't be nothing. I get locked up right away if I did something. Like for real? Yeah. And that's why you got locked up like that, because you wasn't supposed to be doing none of that. You're supposed to be doing this. They're saving you, dude. You can't pass away. You can't none of that stuff. You become a legend. Don't even know it. That running around. And that's how I look at myself when I was a kid. I was like, man, I'd be looking at myself like, dingbat. Like, I'm like, damn, man, you gotta sit there. But then when my brother passed away, that was that's like, I was at death. Someone whoop your ass. That's what all of that right there. When my brother passes, when you took my brother like that, now I got box your face out. I don't even care. Oh, you think you can just come right in and snatch him up and just you gonna roll out and I ain't gonna chase you, huh? You're wrong. And you get slower and slower and slower. I done ran your butt down. Ray drop kick you in the back and ride you like a surf. I'm ready for real. Like I have my own personal situation. My own personal stuff, but this done went way past my personal stuff. But I do have my own personal stuff. I have my own personal get backs. I am coming in the realest ways. No Diddy, no none of that. So, the realest way anybody done ran anything. So, and that's it. And I'm ferocious about what I'm doing, and that's how we got here. Sun keeps me like that, and he heating up even more. So I mean, I'm heating up. Earth heating up. Stop. Atlanteans heating up. This whole thing. The sun is sunning. We love it. You can't stand it because you are not in the divine alignment. We love it. Forget about what you did in the past. Forget about it. Forgive yourself. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that right now. You can forgive yourself. Go talk to the sun and forgive yourself. That's going to be the hardest thing for you to do. Sun going to be like, all right. question. Do you have a wife?
Yes. No.
No? All right,
Yes.
well, no, do your people, do you know people that have wives? Your people.
What? Say again?
Do some of your people have wives?
No.
None of your people have wives.
Yes. Brother, I want to ask
Are
you
they your
something.
cousins? Are they your cousins? Are your wives your cousins?
No.
What? You're
I
telling
uncle
me
have.
right now that you didn't come out them caves and start marrying up your own cousin. Is that what you're telling me?
Wait. Can you hear me? I want to tell you something, please.
You.
I want to
Tell
tell you
me.
something.
I want to tell you
Brother,
something.
I'm from Syria.
And those are the people that they said are these people. They said that those people are the ones who brought civilization around the globe. Those people right there. They just make up any shits. They'll just make up any shits in the world. You said I said I'm from Syria. Yeah, this is where they say that those people are these people. Are you out of your? Are you out of your? Yeah, that's them. That's them. That's them. That's them. That's them. I know. He started in that Fire Marshal Bill. Let me tell you something. What? No. Practice the same thing as these people. You bumped your head. You know that? You bumped your head. You're practicing these religions that these freaking Habibs and all these people are doing. You bumped your head, dude. I'm serious. I'm just being real with you. These are the Red Deer Cave people, and you're going by them. I can't be around that. You came up here with. Well, that's what met them. Yeah, these people just sleeping. They think rat sacred shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm trying. going on? Why are you doing like you slapped him on his head? You out of pocket. You civilized the world by slapping snakes on the top of the head? Sound like circus folk to me. You sound like circus people. Man. With that, man, let me get up out of here, man. I'm gonna see y'all later on, man. What's in the background? This is me at the Sumerian hieroglyph. I don't give a damn about a rat from India. Damn about that. Billy Carson ain't got nothing on what I'm doing. Let me see that. Yeah. I'm 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Try make it long lasting. See what they did to the snow. They did some stuff to the snow that makes it repel the sun, so the sun can't melt it so easy. Yeah, it makes it to an ice pack brick. That joint's still bricked up out there. I'm gonna see, but the sun is just disintegrating it. Yeah, they did. Love, peace, and hot butter fish grease. Love it. I appreciate y'all. That's the next shirt. Love, peace, and hot butter fish grease. Let's go. Shout out to the moderators, the gifters, the subscribers. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the moderators. Without them, we wouldn't have this stream. With that, I want to pay divine honors to the universe, divine honors to the sun, divine honors to our ancestors, divine honors to our beautiful planet, Mother Earth, our Father, the Sun. Let's go. Ancestral lands. Divine honors to the ancestral lands, man. Mary, for giving us the brain capacity to be able to do this, man, and the understanding and the health and everything that she gives us. I appreciate Mother Earth and all the royal bloodlines who helped me grow this consciousness around the globe. It's the most important thing that's happening on the planet. Shout out to the people who's helping me get this done. I'll see y'all later on. Everybody already know that. With that, peace to the Atlanteans.
Too.
All you gotta do is
Y'all
run
use that
it
so much.
Don't work the
All
same
you
way
gotta
like
do
it
is
did when they were younger.
go jump in and ride
Y'all
back.
snatch ain't the same as it was.